The old house loomed large, a Victorian mansion with gingerbread trim and a wide porch that creaked underfoot. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the ancient oaks lining the drive. Despite its faded grandeur, the house on Harbinger Lane held a strange allure. Inside, four friends unpacked for their vacation, their laughter echoing in the high-ceilinged rooms. Excitement filled the air, masking the faint scent of dust and decay that clung to the house. Little did they know their laughter would soon be replaced by whispers of fear. The friends, Emily, Jake, Ben, and Chloe, marveled at the antique furniture and faded tapestries. Emily, ever the curious one, discovered a hidden door behind a bookshelf. It led to a dusty attic filled with forgotten toys and cobwebbed portraits. The air hung heavy and still, sending a shiver down Emily's spine. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the lawn, an unsettling feeling settled over the house. Unseen eyes seemed to watch their every move. Nightfall brought an unexpected chill to the air, a cold that seemed to seep into the very bones of the old house. A storm gathered, unleashing its fury upon the old house, with thunder rumbling and lightning flashing across the sky. Rain lashed against the windows as the friends gathered in the parlor, a fire crackling in the hearth, casting flickering shadows on the walls. Stories were shared, jokes exchanged, yet a palpable tension lingered in the air, making everyone uneasy. When they finally retired to their rooms, sleep came reluctantly, as if the storm outside had unsettled their minds. Emily tossed and turned, the storm's roar a constant backdrop to her unease, making it impossible to find rest. Then, a new sound pierced the darkness, a low, mournful moan like someone crying out in pain echoing through the house. What was that? Heart pounding, Emily crept from her bed, her breath shallow and quick. She peered into the hallway. The sound seemed to be coming from the end of the hall, near the attic door, which loomed ominously in the dim light. She hesitated, torn between curiosity and fear. Taking a deep breath, she tiptoed towards the sound, her bare feet sinking into the plush carpet, each step feeling heavier than the last. As she approached the attic door, the moaning grew louder, sending chills down her spine, making her shiver despite the warmth of the house. Suddenly, it stopped. Silence descended, thick and heavy, as if the house itself was holding its breath. Emily stood frozen, listening intently for any sign of the mysterious noise, her heart pounding in her ears. Cast a pall over their vacation, a shadow that seemed to grow darker with each passing day. The laughter ceased, replaced by whispered conversations and nervous glances. The once lively house was now filled with an eerie silence. Even in broad daylight, the house felt oppressive, as if unseen eyes followed their every move. The air was thick with tension, making it hard to breathe. Objects began to disappear, a hairbrush left on a dresser, a book lying open on a table, only to reappear in impossible locations. It was as if the house itself was playing tricks on them. One evening, while setting the dinner table, Ben swore he saw a fleeting shadow dart across the dining room wall, a fleeting glimpse of something dark and shapeless. His heart raced as he tried to convince himself it was just his imagination.
Did you see that? I swear I saw something. Right over there. It was like a shadow, but it moved so quickly.
That night, Emily was plagued by vivid nightmares. She tossed and turned, unable to escape the haunting images in her mind. She dreamt of a young woman with pleading eyes, trapped in a dark and airless space. The woman's desperation was palpable, her silent cries for help echoing in Emily's mind. The woman reached out, her voice a mournful whisper, begging Emily for help. The sense of urgency and fear was overwhelming. "Please help me!" The words echoed in Emily's ears, even as she struggled to wake up. Emily woke with a gasp, her heart racing. She could still feel the woman's presence, as if she had been right there in the room with her. The dream felt real, the woman's desperation palpable. Emily knew she couldn't ignore it. She knew then, with chilling certainty, that the house held a secret, a darkness that stretched beyond the realm of the living. They were not alone. The house was alive with shadows and shivers, and it demanded to be heard. Driven by a mixture of fear and morbid curiosity, the friends decided to hold a séance. They gathered in the parlor, the room lit only by flickering candlelight. "Spirits, if you are here, please make your presence known." Silence met her words, a heavy, expectant silence. Just when their hope began to dwindle, the candle flames flickered violently. A cold breeze swept through the room, chilling them to the bone. The air grew thick, charged with an unseen energy.
Did you feel that? It's like the temperature just dropped.
Then, the room grew deathly still. The candle flames returned to their steady dance, but the oppressive atmosphere remained. Disappointment mingled with relief.
Was it all just our imagination?
As they moved to extinguish the candles, a soft whisper echoed through the room. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, a disembodied voice that sent shivers down their spines. "Help me." The voice was filled with an unspeakable sadness. Terror gripped them, rooting them to the spot. They were no longer alone. Section 6. A Plea from Beyond. The voice, barely audible at first, grew stronger, revealing itself to be that of a young woman. It was Sarah, trapped within the house, unable to find peace. She spoke of her tragic end, of being betrayed by someone she loved, murdered, and her body concealed within the walls. Her voice dripped with sorrow and a desperate longing for release. Sarah's story unfolded, a tale of love, betrayal, and a thirst for revenge that transcended death. The friends listened, horrified yet captivated by Sarah's plight. They felt a surge of sympathy for the young woman trapped for so long. She pleaded with them to find her remains, to give her a proper burial so that she could finally find peace. Driven by a sense of responsibility and a desire to help Sarah find peace, they vowed to uncover the truth behind her demise and free her from her spectral prison. Section 7. Escape from Harbinger Lane. Following Sarah's guidance, they discovered a hidden room concealed behind a brick wall in the cellar. Inside, they found her skeletal remains, hidden for over a century. Tears streamed down Emily's face as she carefully gathered Sarah's bones, promising to lay her to rest. As they left the house, a sense of peace settled over them, replacing the oppressive dread that had permeated the air. They left the diaries and Sarah's remains with the local historical society, hoping her story would be told and her soul finally find peace. The drive home was a blur, each lost in their thoughts. The vacation had taken a dark turn, leaving them shaken to their core. Yet, there was a sense of relief that they had survived the ordeal and helped Sarah find some semblance of peace. As they left Harbinger Lane behind, they vowed never to return, hoping to leave the horrors they experienced within the walls of the old house. Section 8. Haunted Memories. Despite their best efforts, the events at Harbinger Lane continued to haunt them. Sleep was elusive, plagued by nightmares and unsettling dreams. Shadows seemed to move in the corner of their eyes, and whispers followed them on the wind. The friends grew distant, each wrestling with their own demons, haunted by the memory of Sarah and the oppressive atmosphere of the old house. Emily, who had always been drawn to the supernatural, found herself unable to shake off the feeling of being watched. she constantly checked her reflection in mirrors, half expecting to see Sarah's sorrowful eyes staring back at her. The locket containing a lock of Sarah's hair, which she had kept as a reminder of their promise, felt unnaturally cold against her skin. Section 9. The Lingering Presence. One particularly restless night, Emily awoke to a cold spot in her bed. She could feel a presence in the room, a weight pressing down on her chest. Gasping for air, she reached for the bedside lamp, her fingers brushing against something cold and smooth. It was the locket, lying open on her nightstand. As she fumbled for the light switch, she heard a faint whisper, barely audible above the pounding of her heart. "Thank you," it breathed, the voice filled with a bittersweet sadness. Then, silence. The weight lifted, and Emily was left alone in the darkness, her heart pounding in her chest. Had Sarah finally found peace, or was her spirit still tethered to the locket, a constant reminder of the horrors that transpired at Harbinger Lane?